Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Gonzalez. I am a recovering perfectionist just trying to become more like Jesus and live in God's perfect will for my life. Today I am going to do a um, one quarter of the year review of my goals that I set out for in January. I know that it's not technically the end of the quarter because that would be next week, the end of March, but um, next week is going to be the end of Lent, and then I'll be talking about how Lent went and all of that stuff, all the things that I did during Lent. So today I'm just going to do this first quarter review. So I have my goals written down, and I remember in my goals video, I think that I didn't really share all of them, but now I can because I've pretty much put everything out there. So, my New Year's resolution for this year was that I will speak only kind words about my husband and my kids to others, and I will pray first about my frustrations and address them calmly. I would say I'm probably like a 3 out of 10 for this, for the first quarter, because I haven't been doing a very good job of it. The first quarter with my sons, not really the whole first quarter, but like the first month, I would say like January was a really, really hard month for our boys. And I think some of that has to do with just throwing Ellie into the mix and, her being new to the crew and them just kind of still getting used to that. I think the other thing is that my middle son is now a middle child. He is 3, and 3 is a very hard age. And so I think that he was just doing like a lot of boundary testing. We were doing a lot of like punishment type discipline, and that was not working, obviously. And so we started doing a little bit more of like reward based stuff. And so we kind of made him like a little countdown chain, and every time that so we started out with 5 chains. So when he got the 5 chains off, he got to have a prize of his choosing. He chose to have candy, which I don't love my kids eating a ton of candy, but you know what? He earned it. So that's what we did with that. And then we just kind of upped it every week. So like the first week it was 5 days. And then the second week or, week and a half, we did 8 days, and then we went to 10, and I think we're currently on 14 days. But honestly, like we haven't even been taking the rings off, and he's been doing a great job. So I think we're kind of past that now. And so it obviously is a lot easier to speak kind words over my kids when they are acting accordingly. But I did really try in those moments where I was super frustrated with them to, you know, tell him, like, you are a nice kid, like you are nice. You do not hit your teacher, you are a helpful kid. So you help put your clothes in the hamper, whatever it is. And then also like praying about it. Like I did a lot of prayer over my kids during that time. When JJ was really little, we were really, really good about praying before bed, and we would do that every single night, my husband or I. And it got to a point where he was able to say the prayers every night. Well, when I was pregnant, it was really hard for me to put the kids to bed. And, a lot of times we were just like, okay, good night. So we kind of stopped doing that. But now I have implemented every single night, I am laying with each boy for like about 3 minutes. And when I do that, one of the things that I do with them is I pray with them. And so, we've been praying every night. I have been praying for just, patience with them, being able to see past those misbehaviors that they were having. And I think that that's really helping too. Obviously, when, we get close to God, He, is really there for us and stuff. So I think that that's been going really well. So my first goal for 2024 was to sell our house, and we have not done that yet. We are still praying for a buyer for the house. We've had a couple of showings and one kind of really low offer, and that's all we've gotten so far. So we're still praying for our house to sell, hopefully soon, but part of me is just really feeling like it's probably going to be past the summer. I think that we're probably going to get like one last summer here, and then hopefully, have a buyer by August, but only time and God will tell. So we'll see. The second one I have on here is to make a group of Christian mom friends. And so, I've been going to Bible study with people from my church, and that's been really nice, being back in the Word with women, especially women who are further along in their faith journey than I am, and further along in their motherhood journey than I am. When we went to our previous church, the church where we got married, we had a really good group of people there that I met with and my husband met with pretty regularly. And we have not had that in a very long time. So we're starting to try to get back into that. I think I've talked a little bit about how we were both doing Bible studies at the church. And so I'm kind of doing that. I don't know, I haven't like gotten together with any of them outside of Bible studies. So we'll see how that goes as well. Not much progress, I guess. Let me rate these things. Selling house, 0 out of 10. Haven't done it. Making a group of Christian mom friends, I would say like a 3 out of 10 because I'm getting there, but we haven't really solidified anything. Another one of my goals for this year that I did not share in my goals video is to begin homeschooling. And so I obviously can't start that just yet. I am planning to start in September, probably after Labor Day, or if we were talking about like going on like a trip in September. And if we are able to do that, then we would start after we get back from our trip. I've made a schedule for like what it would look like. I've started to gather resources for our reading time, for our math time, for some art stuff, for some music things. I've looked into the co-op that Bastrop offers, and so I'm going to start. I'm going to register for that. And when I made these goals, I didn't share it because I hadn't shared yet with my boss that I was going to be quitting. But now she knows, and pretty much the whole district knows at this point. And then, we were kind of like, oh, we're going to wait until we sell our house, make sure. But at this point, like, I really just have decided that I can't go another year, so we just have to. And if we end up selling our house for lower than what we're asking, then we might just have to do that because I really need to be home with my kids. It's just, there are a lot of things. And like I said, I'll talk about that in a homeschooling video, but I need to be home with them. So another one of our goals for this year was to become debt free. And really a lot of that is contingent upon selling our house. And so I would say becoming debt free is like a 0 out of 10 because we have to have money to do that. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we'll be able to use a good portion of the house sale. And then also we are right now starting another home build. My husband is, he does like where he builds houses on the side. And so we're actually in the process of starting another one of those. So that will help once we sell that house as well to pay off some debt. The thing is like, we don't really have a ton of debt. Okay. Like we have our cars and we both have new cars. Mine was used, but it was like just a year old. And so, our cars are like pretty much brand new, and it wouldn't make sense for us to sell them because we would then be upside down on them. The other thing is that both of them are really functional for our family at this time. So that's what we want, right? Like we want to have these two cars because of how they work for our family. I have a really cute minivan. So those are the things that we'd like to pay off is our cars, a couple of like rentals that we have, and this bed that we bought. So those are like really like our major debts. And that would be helpful because if I'm not making an income, then we wouldn't really have like monthly things that we're paying for except for our new house. So we're hopeful that that will happen. I'm praying for the end of 2024 to be debt free, but right now we're not in a position to be able to pay off those things. So we'll see what comes our way the rest of this year. My goal, I'm going to give myself like a 9 out of 10 for this because it says start and maintain a YouTube channel posting 1 video per week. As of today, the second to last week of March, I have posted one video every single week. Even if I've posted them like in the middle of the week, I try to post at the beginning of the week, but um, you know, I'm doing it. Okay. So I have maintained posting one video per week. And so the reason I give myself a 9 out of 10 on that is because I could be better about getting them out earlier in the week, like I would like to. But we're just so busy. It's hard. It's especially on Sunday nights, like after the weekend. My husband and I just want to like hang out on Sunday night. I don't really want to be making a video at that hour. So I used to do it during nap times on Sundays, but we've had, I mean, like this past one, we had a birthday party during nap time, so we're doing things this upcoming week is Easter. And so that's going to be chaotic. So like there, I mean, it's just hard. So, I am doing the best I can, but I'm pretty proud of myself because I haven't skipped a week yet. So, and the last one I have here is to buy myself a new cell phone, which has not happened and probably will not happen until we sell our house because I can't justify buying a new um, a new cell phone. I mean, they're so expensive. They're so expensive. I also would like to buy this is not a goal of mine, but it's something I would like to buy that goes along with having a new phone is a MacBook because I really want to be able to make videos and stuff from my phone and then be able to easily transfer them onto the computer. I would love to like get clips of things and be able to like put them together using I think it's like iMovie or something, just stuff like that. So hopefully my videos will get a little bit better and it won't just be me like sitting here talking in this reading closet. Um, but those are all goals. And so I will talk about my Lent, what I gave up for Lent next week and how that went, what that looked like and the purpose of it and everything. But I do have a scripture that I wanted to share. There's actually a couple, and they come from Proverbs. So the first one is Proverbs 16, 3. Yes. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit your activities to the Lord, and your plans will be established." Um, Proverbs 16:9, "A person's heart plans his way, but the Lord determines his steps." And then the last one was Proverbs 19. Yeah, Proverbs 19, 21. And that is, "Many plans are in a person's heart, but the Lord's decree will prevail." So all of these things are to say that as humans, we often make plans that we want to happen in a certain time frame. So if I think about like my goals, I would love, to meet all of my goals, especially like to sell our house super quickly, but it is not, it's just not up to me, right? So many are plans in a person's heart, and God will he will make the path straight. And so that is where I'm at right now with my goals is I'm just thinking like I have written them down. I am praying over them. I am asking God for his discernment, for his will, and whatever that is, it's going to be. And so my husband and I have talked a few days about just like how financially stressful it is to be currently paying two mortgages. Um, it it's hard, but we know that our move is God ordained, that when we started praying for a home, that when this home came available and the way that it came available and all of those things, which you can watch, the video I did on why we're moving and the house that we bought and everything, we know that that was from the Lord. And so we're trying like every day it's a struggle between, okay, we know that God has ordained this for our family. We are just walking in his will and his will be done, right? Then there are moments of, oh my gosh, what if our house doesn't sell? What are we going to do? And those are the moments where I really have to sit and pray, and I have to just, say, God, I'm really anxious about this and it's starting to really worry me. Actually, I want to tell a story about this. So maybe I already did. I'll tell it again anyway. But pretty much I was sitting out on the porch and just worried about the house selling. And I was just, like, God, I know, like, when it's your will, that's when it's going to happen. And so I was just praying and praying. And then we were supposed to have a showing the next day. And as I was praying, the showing canceled. And so I just kind of took that as a sign, like, okay, well, this is not the time for our house to sell. And again, I do think I might have shared the story, but I just think that it was like, in some ways, it was so neat because it's like, I know God was listening and his answer was no. And so, now we're just continuing to wait, and when his answer is yes, then we know it's going to be yes, and it'll be clear, and we'll be very grateful when that day comes. If you know anybody who needs a beautiful home in the country, please share this with them. Share our link with them. Please be praying for us. If you would be praying over my goals with me, I'd love to know what your goals are for the year, how you're doing in your first quarter. How can I be praying for you to meet your goals for this year? And then we'll see you next week to talk about Lent.